Alright, time for another video. Cadences. Perfect, imperfect, plagal. We're going to do much more of this in the next lecture with John Kitchen. He's going to really put this into musical context. But some of you are a bit confused. You're like, which is the plagal, which is the imperfect, which is the perfect? But also, I think more importantly, and this is what I always had when I was a kid, well, why is the cadence? I mean, what is it? Why is it so important that it goes from G back to C or whatever? Because you can have those chords and have it not be a cadence if the music's not really moving there and changing. So I just thought I'd try and do some really silly examples, like nursery rhyme level silliness, but this is kind of how I teach it. So we're in C major. I'm in the key of C. What a lovely place to be. I'm going up to G. And I'm going to stay here for a bit, so that was kind of an imperfect cadence halfway through the piece of music. But then I want to go back home to C. And I could stop there, or I could keep going. I didn't use any of the other chords. I didn't use the D minor, the 2 chord. I didn't use any 4 chords, just 1 and 5 in C major. And I could also make this G feel more strong by making it a G7 chord. I'm up to the 5, and then I'm going back home to 1. That makes it stronger because in the G7 chord, we have this F natural. Now that means that you really can't feel that you've gone to G major. That really makes it G7. So for the perfect cadence, for the 5 to the 1, as we said in that last video, the 5-7 makes it even stronger. And of course it works exactly the same in the minor key, right? I'm in the key of C. La, 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 la. Going up to the 5. And then I'm going back home to 1. In fact, it's even clearer. So that was the perfect cadence. And an example of the imperfect cadence. So that's, now here's where you have to flip it around. Still using the same 2 chords, C and G. We're now going to do the plagal cadence. But this means that we have to be in a different key. And I think this is the important thing. What made that last cadence really work was that I clearly, or at least tried to clearly set a sense of C major or C minor. Music only works because of what's just happened before and what's happening next. So by creating the sense of C major, going up to the 5 chord G, and then bring it back down, I hope we got a feel that the imperfect cadence felt like a place to get to, but not a big place to stay, and then coming back to the 1 felt like it again. I mean, I just should do it again, so I have to talk. That's your C, and then you really feel that that's, yeah, it did something, but in tonal music, we pretty much want to hear it come back to C. But now we have to change key. We have to now go to G major. So clear your minds, and we need to be in G, okay, and set G in your head. So now we're going to be G major, but this is now going to be our tonic, yeah? So I'm in the key of G. So that 4, come back home to G. And I intentionally made that sound a bit more pop and a bit more rock, because nowadays you'll most often hear that plagal cadence in popular music. But of course, it's also called the church cadence or the Amen cadence, because it was popular in early church music and in hymns still. So that's the same 2 chords, and I hope that I managed to prove to you that by going up to G major, I can make that C and that G sound different again. And that's all for that one. Thanks very much.